Right now at 10, making sure everybody gets the chance to vote. We take a look at the updated process of voting in the hospital and helping those in need of transportation. The new grant coming to Ashland to make sure cancer patients can get the care that they need. Plus, another hold on restrictions, the latest halt in Governor Evers' call to limit indoor gatherings across the state.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Natalie Grant. Tony and Kristen are off tonight. Thanks for joining us. If you get hospitalized between now and Election Day, there's a special process to ensure that you still have the ability to vote. Well, it's not a new process, but it has added significance as we've seen an increase in hospitalizations due to COVID-19. Emily Davies has the details.
In the past, we have been available to assist voters, but we have not had to fulfill the role to the extent that we have to this year due to COVID visitor restrictions.
Jenny Schradel is the acute care coordinator manager for Spirus, and she's actively working to inform patients and their families that they can still vote even if they can't leave. Through Tuesday, they'll assist eligible voters in getting an absentee ballot mailed to the hospital. But October 28th is when the hospitalized elector process really kicks in.
After October 27th, when it's within 7 days of the election, the hospitalized patient has to elect a agent on their behalf.
This could be a family member, a friend who gets your ID, proof of address, absentee application, and if you hadn't already registered, your registration form to your municipality's clerk. Your agent also has to have ID to prove they're the person you want getting your ballot from the clerk's office to you and back.
Within 7 days of the election, we are making exceptions to visitor restrictions to allow one person for the purposes of voting to be a designated agent and come for screening.
Keep in mind, Schradel says that person has to be able to answer COVID-19 screening questions, have their temperature taken, and wear a mask to get into the hospital.
The hospitalized elector process and the sequestered juror process are really the only two processes where somebody else can deliver a ballot to a voter.
WEC Administrator Megan Wolf says in the previous elections during this pandemic, the process hasn't been used too much, and they decided to expand the eligibility to quarantines and isolations this summer to account for its realities.
We do have special arrangements we'll need to make with the nursing staff and the care coordinators in order to complete those ballots, but being in isolation does not prevent somebody from being able to vote.
Now, if you are an eligible voter who is hospitalized, the only thing that will disqualify you from voting is if you're not conscious or able to express your votes. The Northland will host another high-profile candidate visit just 1 week from Election Day. Vice President Mike Pence will make a campaign stop in Hibbing on Monday. Pence will host a Make America Great Again victory rally at 1 o'clock Monday afternoon. The event is happening at the Range Regional Airport, and doors are expected to open at 11 a.m. Now, according to the campaign, everyone will have their temperature taken, be given a mask, and will have access to hand sanitizer. This is Pence's second visit to the Northland this election cycle. You'll remember that he stopped in Duluth in late August. President Trump also held campaign rallies in Duluth and Bemidji. Democratic presidential candidate Joe Biden visited Duluth in September. If you voted absentee, you could have to re-vote if your ballot was rejected. City officials say that they've seen ballots rejected because people forgot to include their signature and identifying number on the signature envelope. And these are two very important factors that you need in order for your vote to count in the 2020 election. If rejected, county workers will mail you a new absentee ballot and an explanation as to why it was rejected in the first place. County officials say that as it gets closer to the election, the county may contact you by phone instead.
Like if you put a phone number and email, we try to contact you that way as we get closer and say, okay, we're getting close to the election, just to make you aware we can send this out, or if you prefer, you can come in and vote.
You can also track your ballot by logging in to mnvotes.org. A cancer diagnosis is stressful enough, but when you start to struggle to find a ride to treatment, it can really add up. Now, the American Cancer Society is helping those patients at the Ashland Medical Memorial Center's Cancer Center. CBS3's Emma Quinn shares how thousands of dollars in grant money is helping them get the care that they need.
Finding a ride to an appointment can be hard for those living in rural Wisconsin and Michigan's UP. especially for those receiving cancer treatment.
So in Northwest Wisconsin Cancer Center, we do medical oncology treatments, which would be chemotherapy and immunotherapy, and we do radiation therapy.
With a $6,000 grant, the American Cancer Society is helping cancer patients at Northwest Wisconsin's Cancer Center get easier access to transportation.
We know that one of the biggest barriers to cancer patients is actually their ride to treatment, just getting there in the first place. And if a patient can't get to treatment, we know that absolutely impacts their health outcomes.
The grant money will provide gas cards for patients. Registered nurse and Cancer Center Operations Manager Bonnie Riska says it'll also be used to help patients in other non-medical ways.
Like maybe they don't have someone to drive them and they'll need to take a cab, or they need to do wheelchair van. So we have some money set aside to help with that.
Hospital officials know that getting treatment is hard enough, and COVID-19 has made everything in life more difficult.
We know that 79% of patients have reported a delay in treatment. So our hope is that this transportation grant to Northwest Cancer Center will help kind of alleviate some of those pressures.
Riska says knowing they're helping patients break down barriers to get care has left her speechless.
And there was an elderly gentleman from another part of Michigan that they were almost in tears. He and his son were just amazed that we could help them out with something like that.
Well, since the grant began in September, the center has been able to help roughly 60 patients. For more information on the grant, you can head to our website, CBS3Duluth.com. Well, let's check in with Caitlin for a first look at that forecast tonight. You know, like I've been saying all day, it's kind of been a boring day today for weather, but that's been nothing to complain about.
Yes, it's been a much more relaxed day today than we've seen all week. Temperature, though, still the same deal. We're still looking at cold temperatures, still below average. Here on the almanac, we hit our high of 34 degrees. Average for the Duluth area today, 48 degrees. So still well below average. But we've been breaking records all month long, and we just haven't broken those low temp records. You can see there it's 9 degrees. And we came in at 31 degrees this morning. Currently up on the hill, we're at 27 degrees. We are under mostly cloudy skies. We'll see a northwest wind about 12 miles per hour, so things are a little chilly out there as well. Doppler and satellite, not much going on. Pretty quiet across the entire region, but temperatures all in those mid-20s. Going to be dropping into the teens as you wake up for your Saturday morning. 7 a.m., we're looking at 15 degrees here in the Twin Ports, 29 degrees by 12 o'clock or so, 29 degrees with some sunshine, and then clouds will increase by the late afternoon hours. There's a chance for some snow in the Twin Cities come Sunday morning. The Duluth area should miss that completely. We'll see some light flurries. Otherwise, a pretty quiet weekend on tap. I'll have a look at your extended 7-day forecast coming up in just a bit.
All right. Thanks, Caitlin. Duluth schools will let after-school activities continue for now. That's despite the case rate for Duluth schools still being more than 30 per 10,000 people for 3 weeks in a row. District leaders previously have said that trend could have triggered a shutdown. Superintendent John Magus says that after conversations with state officials, they're keeping athletics and activities open, but are watching those numbers closely. Denfeld senior and volleyball player Allie Allers says that she's happy that they are allowed to continue to play.
I think that it is the right decision just because, like, we've talked to all the athletes at Denfeld, like the soccer kids, the football and volleyball, and nobody's even been tested in, since the, flare-up in August.
Allers says that she also is hoping that cases go down enough to allow in-person learning once again. The Iron Range is now one of Minnesota's new COVID-19 hotspots. St. Louis County health officials today announced that they are seeing a dramatic growth in both confirmed cases and deaths in Iron Range communities. They say in central and northern St. Louis County, 41% of all cases during the pandemic have been confirmed in the last month. There have also been 30 coronavirus-related deaths in those areas since September 1st. Health officials point to community spread and ill-advised social gatherings. Countywide, COVID-related hospitalizations are at an all-time high. There's more back and forth in Wisconsin as an appeals court has put a hold on Governor Tony Evers' restrictions on indoor public gatherings. That ruling came down today from a 3rd District Court of Appeals, pausing the Democratic governor's effort to control the coronavirus spread pending appeal. Now, Evers' administration issued an order on October 6th limiting indoor public gatherings across the state to 25% of a building's capacity, or 10 people in places without an occupancy limit. Still to come on live local CBS3, overseas donations, where thousands of Grandma's Marathons t-shirts are on their way to next.
And we've got cold air making its way into the Northland come Saturday morning. Some places will be in the teens for most, and we do stay below average. I'll have the forecast coming up next.
With ongoing racial unrest across the nation, we're digging into the role race could play on the 2020 election.
CBS3 News presents Race and Campaign 2020.
Season 2 is
The
here,
Kelly
y'all.
Clarkson Show, weekdays at 3 on CBS3.
Having reliable internet with Mediacom has been so great for us during these crazy times. It's allowed my husband to continue to work from home without missing a beat. We had our second son during the pandemic, and it allowed us to connect with family members. They've been able to see each of the different milestones through FaceTime calls and Zoom calls, and it's been a very special time every time we get to do that. So thank you to Mediacom.
Because of this, we built the most powerful Ford Explorer ever. Because of this, we built Ford Expedition with best-in-class towing. Because of this, we built Escape with Ford Copilot 360. And because Ford SUVs are built for this, you made Ford America's best-selling brand. Now get $5,000 total cash on Escape. That's $5,000 total cash, only at your local Northland Ford dealer.
It isn't always easy living in the Northland. Up here, we have to count on our neighbors and let them know they can always count on us. I have the honor of serving our community in the state assembly. Down there, I'm fighting to make healthcare more affordable and broadband more accessible. My opponent has other ideas. He wants to help companies like Foxconn give tax cuts and bailouts to billionaires, leaving us behind. I'm Beth Myers, and you can always count on me.
Radical liberals are trying to defund and dismantle police departments across America. And the radical liberal candidate for Congress is Quinn Nystrom. Nystrom and her extreme allies will turn their backs on our police and endanger our communities. Pete Stauber kept us safe for 23 years as a police officer. Now he's fighting to ensure law enforcement has the training and tools they need to keep us safe. Pete Stauber for Congress.
I'm Pete Stauber, and I approve this message.
The Social Security Administration just released a report saying that if a plan like the one Trump is proposing goes into effect, the Social Security Trust Fund would be, and I quote, permanently depleted by the middle of calendar year 2023. Put it plainly, Trump's plan would wipe out Social Security. If I'm your president, we're going to protect Social Security and Medicare. You have my word. I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
The Kelly Clarkson Show, right here.
Weekdays at 3 on CBS3. And now your Weather Max forecast with meteorologist Caitlin Moffitt.
Well, in terms of the month October, we have broke several records. Not any low temperatures just yet, but we aren't done with October, and we could very well break those record lows next week on Monday and Tuesday. But some of the records we have broken over the month of October, a daily high back on October 9th. We did hit a high of 80 degrees. And then quickly after that, we saw our daily rainfall total of over an inch, just under an inch and a quarter of terms of that rain, because we've been in such a moderate drought, still seeing 6-inch deficit. And then just recently, we were hit with 3 different snowstorms in about 1 week, and 2 of those snowstorms, one on the 20th and one on the 22nd, we both brought in 2 daily record snowfall totals. So we've seen about 4 records for the month of October, and on top of that, we are now the snowiest October in 2020. I did mention Monday and Tuesday morning we could be breaking record low temperatures as well, so we are not quite done with the crazy October we've seen. We started out very warm, and we're now in the very cold sector, kind of breaking some records there as well. well. 27 degrees up on the hill. We're seeing mostly cloudy skies, but otherwise a fairly quiet and calm evening tonight. Winds are out of the northwest at 12 miles per hour, and it's going to get chillier tonight into tomorrow morning as temperatures do drop into the teens for some folks across the region. Doppler and satellite, I've seen a few flurries out there this evening myself, so if you see them around the region, it's expected to kind of continue into the overnight hours. Some of this isn't quite actually making it all the way to the ground. The radar is picking it up in the atmosphere, but some of it is, of course, making it. We're not looking at much accumulation, but it's there on the Doppler. It's going to kind of continue into the morning hours and then kind of fizzle out in the next several hours as well. So as we time out the rest of the night into tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock into your overnight hours. This is around 3 a.m. We're still looking at some snow shower activity in the Ironwood area, just off and on flurries, even some lake effect, of course, periodically for those folks. But otherwise, here in the Duluth area, we're going to see a few pockets of clouds kind of move out. Winds are going to also calm a bit, so that's going to allow temperatures to kind of really dip down a little bit cooler tonight into tomorrow morning. And then by tomorrow morning, winds shift out of the west, a little bit calmer all afternoon. Clouds will increase by the evening hours. So we start the day off with some sunshine. Mainly to the north. You'll be sticking with that sunshine. Northern Wisconsin, not so much. There's going to be a system that moves all the way through our south, so it should not affect us in terms of snow showers. Could we see a few light snow showers here in the Twin Ports? Yes. Could we see a few flurries? Yes. But accumulation-wise, we're looking at nearly none for that as well. Twin Cities could see a little bit of snow Sunday morning, but that moves out of the region. Sunday afternoon, you'll see a little bit of snow popping up in the northwest Wisconsin region, but nearly an inch is possible. And then that kind of moves out of the way come Sunday night into your Monday morning, when temperatures again will plummet back into those teens and even some single digits come Monday morning. Tonight, temperatures up on the hill, 19 degrees, a few 14s up along the Iron Range area. A little bit warmer, though, by Lake Superior. Lake Superior is still a little bit warmer. 18 degrees in Ashland, 19 in Superior. And then tomorrow, temperatures jump back into those mid to low 30s. We're going to see some cloud cover, though, for northern Wisconsin counties because that system will be moving to our south Saturday night into your Sunday morning. And then for the Minnesota side, temperatures near 31 degrees up on the hill, 32 in International Falls. We will see some sunshine as well to start our day. A few flurries on Sunday, but otherwise the next 7 days are, for the most part, pretty dry in terms of no major snowstorms we're looking at, no major rain on the way. Of course, we need the rain, but we're not looking at any, and just temperatures slowly making that climb back to near 40 come next weekend, which I think is Halloween, right? Next weekend.
I think so. You know what? This month, this year,
good,
I feel like every weekend is just blurring together. That if you told me Halloween was tomorrow, I think I'd believe you. At this point.
I mean, it would look kind of promising in terms of temperatures. We'll see.
Absolutely. All right. Thanks, Caitlin.
Yep.
Cold temperatures and snow are always a challenge for those without a place to call home. But this year, the pandemic is expected to bring a whole other set of hurdles. That's why several organizations came together to host the annual Community Connect event today. They handed out hygiene items, winter clothes, and more to people who are homeless or struggling financially. Organizers hope that this event will be a lifeline during a very challenging time. If you or someone you know missed today's event, it'll be back next Friday as well. You can stop by the Damiano Center on Saturday and Sunday. Grandma's Marathon has managed to take a not-so-great situation and use it for good. The organization has donated more than 150 boxes full of race T-shirts that didn't get to go to runners. That's about 10,000 total items that will be heading to Haiti to benefit those in need.
And they have all these T-shirts that they are giving to Orphan Grain Train. They were so nice. I realize how difficult that is, not being able to run the race and having this stuff, but what a blessing it's been to us.
When we ship stuff, we just don't ship it randomly. There has to be an organization or a person in place to where we ship it. So it just doesn't go to a port there and sit there like when there's a national disaster. With the destination and a person there to get it, why, it moves quite fast.
Well, that is super cool. The donation was made with the help from the Orphan Grain Train and the St. Matthew's Lutheran Church in Esco. Coming up ahead in sports, it's another edition of Red Zone Live. Neil has highlights from all over the Northland coming up right after the break.
CBS3 Live Cams are brought to you by Kohler Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac. You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler.
It's coming. You ready? Because Toro's Snow Days sale is here. With the #1 brand in snowblowers, you will dominate winter. And now during Toro snow days, get up to $100 off select 2-stage snow blowers, up to $40 off select 60-volt battery snow blowers, and up to $50 off select single-stage snow blowers. Plus great financing offers. Win winter with Toro.
We remember your name. Hi, Cheryl.
Hello.
Because it's your name. That's simple human sense.
Ask J3 Insurance in Duluth if auto owners make sense for you.
So, you made it all the way up to the North Pole?
Yep, and the South. But I need good Medicare coverage so I can keep exploring.
Well, we have Medicare Advantage plans. Some starting at $0 a month.
Can I find them online?
Yeah, absolutely. Or you can give us a call.
Sounds good.
Well, our stop is just up ahead.
So that was the shortest ride I think I've ever been on.
Yeah, quarantine legs. Gotta work those muscles back up.
It's more than just a job. You kind of get to meet people, their families, and to be a part of their lives and kind of see how that changes as they grow up.
Join our team of supportive and creative individuals. Visit trilliumservice.com or call today to set up an interview.
Legendary. Legendary. Are you ready?
Right now, you can get $2,000 customer cash on a new 2020 Camry or new 2020 RAV4. Visit Toyota.com to learn more. Toyota, let's go places.
Mining. It's a part of Minnesota's history that affects everyone in the Northlands still to this day.
Watch Eye on Mining with Kristen Vaki every Tuesday at 10. Brought to you by Iron Mining Association, Range Regional Airport, and Miners National Bank of Evelyn. Only on live, local CBS3.
Northwest Outlet is your ARE truck topper headquarters.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Let's check in with meteorologist Caitlin Moffitt this morning.
And the below average trend
Thanks so much for joining us. So wake up with us starting at 5 a.m.
Watch Caitlin and Jenna in the morning at 5 and 6 a.m. on CBS3. The Kelly Clarkson Show, weekdays at 3 on CBS3.
Welcome into another edition of Red Zone Live. I am your host, Neil Viersba. The season continues to roll on for prep football teams in Minnesota and Wisconsin. Tonight signaled Week 3 in Minnesota and Week 5 in Wisconsin. We'll kick things off with a pair of 1-1 teams battling it out in Hermantown. Their new turf handles the weather much better. Could Hermantown defend it tonight against the Greyhounds? Well, it looked promising out of the gates. Michael Lau working off play action. He got to his man deep downfield. It's Mitchell Warmington down at the 2. They would punch that in. Lau calls his own number, and the Hawks, they're on the board. And they kept riding that momentum. Gavin Blondell takes another Hermantown touchdown in, making it 12-0. Looking like they were going to run away with it for a while in the first half. Robbie Thorsten plows through the snow and in. They lead 24-0 at 1 point. But watch out, here come the Greyhounds. You want to talk about momentum. Duluth East took all of it back. There's Aaron DeBear, 41 unanswered points, turned the game upside down, and Duluth East with the unreal comeback, 41-24. In Proctor, the 1-1 Rails hosting the unbeaten Cloquet Lumberjacks. First quarter, Cloquet in Proctor territory. They go with the double handoff. Eventually, Reese Sheldon gets it on the counter and finds Pater. Nothing but the end zone in front of him. 6-0 Lumberjacks. Later, Cloquet would look to extend their lead, but the ball is put on the turf. Fumble, and Spencer Smith jumps on it for the Rails. Proctor football, but they wouldn't capitalize. Then Cloquet gets the ball back and airs it out deep. Alec Turnbull finds Sheldon down the field. They connect as the running back gets taken down at the 1 yard line. Then just one play later, Deacon Fitzgerald gets his name called and answers with the 1-yard score. Cloquet improves to 3-0, 58-13 the final. Duluth Denfeld hosting Grand Rapids at Public Schools Stadium. Thunderhawks up big in the first half. Running back John Bonner takes it up the left side for 25 yards out. Look at that stiff arm action. He scores, and Grand Rapids up 40 in the first half. Into the second half, here comes senior back Dane Kennedy breaking tackles, stopped just short of the goal line. The Thunderhawks would capitalize 2 plays later. Then later in the third, Denfeld back Keyshawn Beckham turns on the Jets, and the Hunters have finally scored their first points of the season. But Grand Rapids still runs away with this one, 55-12, the final. Now we move over to Wisconsin to check in with Northwestern. Last week, Cumberland handed Northwestern their first conference loss since 2017 and first regular season shutout since 2016. Certainly not the type of games they're used to. The Tigers were back at home tonight looking to bounce back against Spooner. The Rails coming in at an impressive 4-0, a huge one for the Heart of North standings. First quarter, the Tigers get rolling. Greg Oman straight up the gut, count it for 6. Then ensuing Rails possession, they're backed up and forced to punt. The snap gets away, and Brennan Werner is there to keep it there. Tigers take over. 3 plays later, they give it to the big man. All of 5'8", 230 powers in to make a 2-possession lead. Northwestern, they bounce back with the 28-0 win. Now still to come on Red Zone Live, we'll continue with some 9-man action. Plus, it was opening night in the Big Ten as Wisconsin took the field. Those highlights coming up next.
The Kelly Clarkson Show, right here.
Weekdays at 3 on CBS3.
Now at Home Furniture, get 7% tax relief savings on purchases of $499 or more. Plus 0 down, no interest financing until 2022. And free no-contact shipping on orders $499 or more. Tax relief savings going on now at Home Furniture.
Because of this, we built the most powerful Ford Explorer ever. Because of this, we built Ford Expedition with best-in-class towing. Because of this, we built Escape with Ford Copilot 360. And because Ford SUVs are built for this, you made Ford America's best-selling brand. Now get $5,000 total cash on Escape. That's $5,000 total cash, only at your local Northland Ford dealer.
Bender's Shoes store-wide sale is going on now.
Hello, I'm Steve Little with Bath Planet. For the month of October, we are offering free installation for bathtub, showers, safety tubs, and surrounds. Get your dream bathroom with free installation. As always, you can still get one of our great financing options for low monthly payments, or 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments until 2022. This offer ends October 31st, so call us today or go online to book your appointment to take advantage of this amazing offer. Bath Planet, out of this world service, down to earth price.
At Super One Foods, we go to great measures to deliver you with top quality meat every day.
Try our Smithfield boneless pork sirloin roast for only $1.66 a pound, and get boneless, skinless fryer thighs for just $1.66 a pound.
Plus, we provide the best of the best in fresh produce.
Get Dole bananas for just 38 cents a pound, and get sweet tango apples for just $1.66 a pound.
Through all that we do, we've got you in mind. Super One Foods, serving you lower prices and better choices.
First, the radical left came after Republicans like me.
Then the radical left came after police officers like me.
Now, they're coming after you. We live in dangerous times. That's why I'll always defend the police and your Second Amendment right to defend your family. Tina Smith has already voted against both. I'm Jason Lewis, and not only do I approve of this message, I guarantee it. Not bad.
Let's keep practicing.
My 95.7 is the Northland's best variety all day. From Ed Sheeran and Maroon 5 to Lady Gaga and Bryan Adams. Always family and office friendly. My 95.7, your life, your music.
They're live, they're local. Watch the CBS3 News with Kristen Vaki and Anthony Matt tonight at 6, right after the CBS Evening News at 5:30.
Now at Home Sleep Express, get 4 years no interest financing on any Tempur-Pedic. Plus, Home will give you a $300 gift card, free delivery, setup, and a 120-day comfort guarantee. 4 years no interest on Tempur-Pedic at Home Sleep Express.
Welcome back. We featured some of our 11-man games. Now it's time to talk some 9-man action, beginning in Cromwell with the unbeaten Cardinals as they welcomed in a 0-2 Big Fork squad. Opening play from scrimmage, and Wyatt Haley opens the night with fireworks, going 68 yards for the touchdown. 2-point try is good, and it's 8-0 Big Fork. But Cromwell right would respond. Jager Goranson pounds the ball in from a yard out to tie the game up at 8 apiece. Back and forth we go. Haley this time takes it himself, bounces outside, and check out the stiff arm by the young fellow. They made it 16-8 Huskies. The battle of the quarterbacks would continue as Goranson once again takes it in himself. 2-point try, no good, but Big Fork battles back to hand Cromwell their first loss, 46-32. To Esco, where Cook County and Southridge battled on the neutral grounds this afternoon. First quarter, Weston Stroshine takes the handoff, goes to the left side, and untouched into the back of the end zone for the opening score of the ball game, 6-0 Panthers. To the second, and it's Connor Bushbaum showing off his wheels as he goes 66 yards for the touchdown to extend the Panther lead to 12. More Panthers still in the second. This time, Aaron Bennett hooks up with Stroshine through the air and runs over a defender into the end zone. All Southridge in this one. They win it 20-6 to move to 3-0 on the season. Staying in Esco, McGregor taking on Carlton Renshaw and more 9-man action. Late in the first quarter, Zeke Rozo takes the handoff and barrels his way in from 3 yards out for the opening touchdown of the contest. Extra point good, 7-0 Raptors. Final minute of the first quarter, Kyle Cedar takes the handoff, fakes out the cameraman, breaks a couple of tackles, and drags two opponents with him into the end zone. Extra point miss, 13-0 Raptors. To the second half, it's Cedar again, this time going to the outside and goes untouched for his second touchdown of the day to extend the lead. Raptors, they take this one 26-6, the final. Now to the college ranks. It was opening night in the Big Ten. The Badgers looking to follow up their 10-4 season in 2019 with another solid year. The Fighting Illini first on the docket for the Badgers. Redshirt freshman Graham Mertz under center for Wisconsin, but he played like an upperclassman tonight. He opens up the scoring with a pass to fullback Mason Stockey for 6. 7-0 Badgers. Second quarter, much of the same for Mertz and company. On the rollout, he finds a wide-open Jake Ferguson for the touchdown, making it 14-zip Wisconsin. Then just before the half, Mertz just showing off his arm. He has Danny Davis deep down the field, and they connect for the 53-yard score. Badgers open the season with the 45-7 win. Now that will do it for the highlights. Still to come, it's our Red Zone play of the night. Stay with us. You're watching Red Zone Live.
CBS3 closed captioning is brought to you by Essentia Health. Need a flu shot? Find flu booth dates and locations at essentiahealth.org.
I am Robert. My wife, Katie.
I'm Ollie.
Yes, you're Ollie.
We are the fourth generation of a family farm. It has been more down times than good times. 2 years ago, a storm came through this area, took down our barn. Financially, it was unbearable, but Tina Smith and her staff, they came through big for us.
And she continues to be there for us. That's something I've never seen in a politician before. Really impressed me. I feel very fortunate to have her as our senator.
I'm Tina Smith, and I approve this message.
I'm Quinn Nystrom, and I pay $600 a month for 2 vials of insulin, and that's with insurance. Meanwhile, drug company profits go up and up. It's why I refuse to take their money for my campaign. But Pete Stauber has taken tens of thousands of dollars from corporate interests and voted 5 times against lowering the cost of prescription drugs. I approve this message because I know we literally can't afford Pete Stauber in Congress.
I can't do another 4 years of this. I can't. There's never been more divisiveness in this country. It's frightening and sad. That was Trump's whole thing. You know, take the politics out of it and run it like one of his businesses. I know people were looking for that kind of change, but it's not working. You know, we've only gotten more in debt. We have this virus now out of control, people out of work, no health care. How is that helping people? We need someone that knows what they're doing, and I think it's Biden. I know he will listen to the experts. That's what we need. I trust him 100% to get this under control. He has the capability to bring us back together.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
What are you thinking?
Thinking about burger, fries, and some pie.
You know it's 9 o'clock in the morning.
Well, then bring the pie first.
It's back and better than ever. Perkins Burger, Fries, and Pie Combo. For a limited time, enjoy any burger, fries, and a slice of pie. And always served safely. Whether you dine in, order online, or get it to go. Order now at perkinstogo.com.
Season 2 is here, y'all. And yes, I am in an eye patch. How much more, Kelly, can it
The
get?
Kelly Clarkson Show, weekdays at 3 on CBS3.
Sorry, folks, we're running out of time. Play of the night on CBS3Duluth.com. Thanks for joining.